On Wednesday, you guys worked on finding factors of certain numbers, and the way we do that is we think about it as multiplication, because we know when we multiply, we have a factor times a factor to give us our product. So factors are just the two things multiplied together to give you your product. So here you need to think of ways that you can make 6. Of course, we know that we have 6 and 1. That's always given. You can always find the product by itself times 1. This case we have an even number, so we know that we can do it by 2 times 3. So these are the factors of 6. So this is something that you guys worked on Wednesday. Well, today we're going to look at finding if these numbers are prime or composite. So really quickly, let's review our prime and composite numbers, what those definitions were that we talked about last week. So a prime number, it only has 2 factors. That's it. And they are itself and 1. So an example of a prime number would be the number 3. The only numbers that you can multiply together to get 3 are 3 and 1. That's it. There are other prime numbers. Let's look at the number 5. The only way that you can get 5 is 5 times 1. Again, it is considered prime because it only has 2 factors, itself and 1. What do you all think about the number 13? 13 is prime because, again, the only factors are 13 and 1. What about 2? 2 is also prime because you can only get 2 by doing 2 times 1. Again, look here. Only 2 factors. Only 2 factors. Only 2 factors. So be sure that you remember that definition. That prime means it only has 2 factors, itself and 1. Well, if prime only has 2 factors, let's look at the definition of a composite number. Composite is the opposite of prime. Composite means it has more than 2 factors. It doesn't matter if it has 3, 17, 25 factors. As long as it has more than 2, it is considered a composite number. Alright, so the example we did earlier, we did 6. It had the factors of 6 and 1 and 2 and 3. So look here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 factors. As long as it's more than 2, that means it's composite. So 6 is a composite number. Let's look at some more examples. How about the number 32? Of course, we have 32 and 1. It is an even number, so 2 times something is going to give you 32. So I know 2 is a factor. If I want to know what that other factor is, we can divide 32 by 2. So 2 and 16, 8 and 4. So look here, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors. As long as it is more than 2, it is considered composite. Alright, let's look at another example. How about 23? Of course, we have 23 and 1. This is an odd number, so 2 will not work. If we wanted to check for 3, you can either skip count by your 3's or you could divide by 3. So we can't do 2 divided by 3, so we're going into 23. The closest we can get would be 7. But look here, we have a remainder. So this doesn't work. How about 5? Nope, it has to end in a 5 or a 0 for that to work. So guess what? This is prime because it only has 1, 2 factors. Alright, so what you guys are going to work on today is an IXL dealing with prime and composite numbers. The last little number I want to look at really quick is the number 1. So we talked about this on Monday. The number 1 is considered neither. It is not prime and it is not composite. The only way to get 1 is by doing 1 times 1. That's the exact same factor, so it doesn't even have 2 factors. So just keep in mind that 1 is neither.